So now that we've watched a video on histograms, we're going to introduce three more vocabulary words. So the first word is generation, so a group of individuals born and living about the same time. So you're familiar, boomers, that's generation. Zoomers, that's your generation. I'm a millennial. I don't know about Miss Rushing, but I think she might be a boomer, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, that's a generation, so they're living at about the same time. So variation is any difference in traits between individual organisms. So you can see these australopes over here show variation in their body color trait. So these individual members are of the same generation. They're pretty much born and living about the same time, and they have a variation of body color trait. So the histogram shows variation in the australope body color, like we saw in the video, and then distribution, which is the next vocab word you can see over here, is the number of individuals with each trait in a population. So the distribution shows more individuals with the blue body color than any other body color in this group. So the distribution is basically how many of individuals have certain traits of that feature. So there's many different colors here, and each number would be the distribution of that color. So we can look at the simulation again, and you can see that in the sim these are histograms. So as I change the variation, I get different histogram distributions. So there's a higher distribution of 5 and lower distributions of 4 and 6, and then you can see these distributions vary depending on the how much variation there is. So in the I gotta turn that on. In the simulation, these are histograms. So every time you change it, it creates a new histogram depending on the situation. So our investigation question is, how can we describe a population? So that's what we're trying to figure out. And what we're learning is that we can describe a population by the variation and distribution of the traits, creating histograms. So we can describe the australopes in how much variation is of fur and the distribution. So in the variation, we know that there's 4, 5, and 6. Well, how many of the australopes have 4 as a fur level, have 5 as a fur level, have 6 as a fur level? This is one way that we can describe a population.